Thank you, Doctor. Up next, we have Carol. Carol, when you can, go ahead and unmute yourself for your question for Dr. McDougall. Carol B, if you can hear us, go ahead and unclick your, there we go. Hi, Carol. Carol, are you there? We can't quite hear you. I see that your mute is unmuted. However, we're not hearing you, Carol. Can you turn your volume up? Carol, I'm sorry. We're going to try you back once more time, but for now, let's go to, and I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Mayuri. Go ahead and unmute yourself, please. Again, Mayuri, if you're able to unclick your mute button. Let's try one more time with Carol. Carol, are you able to? Hi, Carol, we see you unmuted. Are you there? Carol, I'm sorry, I'm not sure what's happening, but we're not able to hear you. So if you can, check back into us later. We're going to move over to Kurt now. And Kurt, I'm going to ask you, Kurt Z, if you'd go ahead and unmute yourself. Kurt Z, are you able to unmute yourself? Hey, everybody. There should be an unmute button there for you, Kurt. Are you able to hit that? Thanks for hanging in there with us, Doctor. Let's move on to Roanne is back. Roanne, are you able to click your unmute button? Oh, actually do it one more time, Roanne. If you can unclick that one more time, Roanne, I think we had you. Roanne, if you could.
How's that?
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sorry, I just came back because Dr. McDougall, I'm not interested in like the conventional route necessarily with chemo and such. I was just more curious with the breast cancer question of specifically your starch solution diet and
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I did the first study on the dietary treatment of breast cancer that, as far as I know, was ever published. I published it in the 1980s. I still believe what I believed then, and that is if you change your diet, you'll live certainly better and you'll live longer. Now, even though I published this study in 1984 in the journal Breast, it took a long time for the American Cancer Society to come to similar conclusions, but they did it in February 13th, 2015. The American Cancer Society came out with recommendations that doctors teach their patients a diet in the direction of the diet that I recommend who have cancer. It should be part of their fundamental therapy. That's the conclusion of the American Cancer Society, is that doctors need to teach basic nutrition, plant-based nutrition, to people who have cancer of the colon, breast, and prostate. But do you think that that's going on to any level of reality? Do you think there's any doctors out there teaching their patients about good eating? A few, but not very many. And one of the main problems is it has never been done before. You know, medicine has always been a drug pushing business or a device or a surgical procedure business. It's never been one of self-healing. Yeah, I guess we did with smoking, didn't we? Self-healed by telling people to quit smoking. I guess we did with alcohol, didn't we? Told people they could get well if they could quit the booze. I bet properly given advice to the American public and the rest of the world, we change our diet to cure overweight, which affects 80% of the people, obesity, which affects 20 to 30% of people in Western countries, type 2 diabetes, which affects about 12 to 15% of the population. Half the people on the Western diet are pre-diabetic. Everybody's sick. Everybody's sick. If you just tell them why they're sick, will they change? I don't know. I keep trying. I really keep trying. And COVID-19 is showing you that you can change. Yes, you can. And some of you have had the experience. You've told me about how you can heal yourself by switching from the foods that are poisonous, the animal foods and the oils, to a starch-based diet with fruits and vegetables, well, please believe that we can heal the planet by a massive change towards a starch-based diet. It's got to be starch-based. Vegan's not going to do it. It's got to be starch-based. Why? Because that's the diet, the traditional diet of human beings. It goes back hundreds of thousands of years. So simple. I mean, it's frustrating, isn't it, to have something so stupid simple to result in such good outcomes for the planet and people. I've been pushing it for the people for the last 44 years without, well, I can't say I've had some success. I have. Mary and I really made a very positive difference in a lot of people's lives. And I hear that from you. You know, I very much appreciate hearing you found us 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and we've made a real difference in your life. But as I say, we have a big job ahead of us, and that's we've got to save planet Earth. And that means we got to change the food. So whatever talent you have, you know, if you happen to be a writer and write stories about it, if you happen to be an actress and actor, or, you know, act out some stuff, whatever you do, you know, do music, well, throw in a bit of dietary advice with your music. Just look great. Just look great. And people come up to you and say, how do you look so great? And then you tell them. But we've got a message that needs to be spread. It's good news.
Doctor, thank you. I think, you know, we've got so many questions, and it's difficult for us to get to everybody. We thank everybody for all of your questions. I think we've got time for one more quick one, if that's okay.
Sure.
And
it's been fun for me. I've had a good time.
And amazing for us. Thank you. So let's go to Kurt Z. Kurt, if you're able to unmute yourself, and let's see if our tech team can help you out with that this time around. Let's see. Kurt, hopefully you can unmute yourself. I know we had a little bit of a tech.
I don't think he's there.
Okay, got it. Let's try Carol B one more time. Carol, are we able to hear you?
Well, where you're working on it, you know, I hope I've stimulated people's curiosity, at least to wonder why in the world I say the things that I do, even though I hope you find me speaking very clearly. And I hope you find what I have to say easy to understand. But if I stimulated you enough, I hope you will go to my website, which is drmcdougall.com. And as I say, there's what, 500, 600, 700 recipes that are free. All the things that we talked about thyroid, about heart disease, and there are articles I've written that are free. And there are a whole bunch of videos and lectures that I've given, at least 30 lectures that I've given that are free. It's free. And it focuses on the food. We're all about the food. You know, one thing that the McDougall team can do, I think, as well, if it's not better than anybody else, and I have to say this is our claim of expertise, is we can get people to embrace the food, you know, all the way from understanding to getting rid of the myths, to helping people pick the right things to enjoy, and maybe some minor variations in terms of their particular health problems. We're all about the food. Yeah, other people can talk about how we're deforesting the planet and how fossil fuels are doing horrible damage. And if you haven't seen Seaspiracy, go to Netflix and see Seaspiracy. You want to know about the oceans. It goes right along with Cowspiracy. You know, lots of people are bringing this very important message to the people on this planet. But the one thing the McDougall team can do, and one thing we're going to do, is we're going to teach people about the food. I've done this for the last 44 years. And if I have another 20 left, I'll spend it teaching you about the food, how to do it, how to cut your food bill by 80%, how to make life really enjoyable for you and your family and your community.